Oh, righty. Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the Olympus Company Challenge streams. It has been a little bit because I basically started doing this right before Christmas, and then Christmas happened. And then New Year's was literally a week later. So I just straight up wasn't home on Wednesdays for a couple weeks, which is why I wasn't here. And then I decided, well, if I ain't streaming Wednesday and it's the holidays, I'm gonna not bother with Mondays either. So, anyway, we are back. There has been a major content update in Limbus since I was last here. Canto 9 is officially released. At least part 1. Part 2 is later this week, as of current status. I have already played up the beginning of Canto 9, so my spoiler warning is still very much in effect. I know what's happening. Don't even try it. Anywho's it's. I will go ahead and have the game just kind of sitting up for us since there ain't much going on at the moment. I did log in this morning, but due to my manager level just being so low, it regenerates pretty well. Not that I need the energy at the current moment. I don't know if Dark will be here anytime soon, because that's just how it is with him sometimes. He'll just disappear. Anyway, I guess we can start off the beginning of the stream with a poll, since I do happen to have enough for a single 10. And we do have some shiny new units that are because of the new Kanto. I will not be explaining things with them, because that's a lot of stuff that is just not currently relevant. Or 2 stars, huh? Alrighty, let us see what our 2 stars are. Ring pointillist Otis. Ah, Edgar Family Butler Ishmael. Not a bad unit, honestly. Wuthering Heights Butler Faust, alright. Hello, Dark. You're thankfully just coming in right as I'm starting off with some polls, so. And Mariachi Sinclair. The only fun fact I can give you for Mariachi Sinclair is that back during season 1, he was specifically known as Jefe de los Mariachis. They have since shortened his name to Los Mariachis Jefe, which, I mean, same concept, it just doesn't work as well because freaking grammar, but. And the only reason I can say that is not really much of a fun fact because he is a terrible unit. Such is the life of being Sinclair, but...
Not easy being Sinclair.
Yeah, he doesn't have the problem as much anymore. But, Sinclair had a bad problem of being either really, really good or absolute garbage. Anyway, stream is up for you, if you want to watch in real time.
I think I'll just watch it via the Twitch one this time, because I'm kind of working on something else in the background.
Anyway, with that out of the way, we will get ourselves back into Kanto 2, just so I can just start off with the dungeon, because that is where we left off. Did I remember to turn down the game a bit? Yeah, I think that's the level I had it at before. Right. T-Corp. Rodya. Wuthering Heights, Faust, which isn't bad. Edgar Family Ishmael, which synergizes. I got 3 sinking units somehow in a single pull. Thing is, there's not really much benefit to switching them over right now. Because honestly, I might actually... Yeah, I might actually switch these over. And how high can I level them up? Oh, I can level them up pretty well. I can at least put them on par. What other tiers are everyone at right
Hello.
now?
Welcome.
Hello! Welcome to the stream. I'm just doing some prep before I get into the dungeon. What? Yeah, I think everyone else is currently up Taiwan. So it doesn't really matter. Right, I uptied Greg.
Okay. I think I need to get my hearing checked. I heard Taiwan instead of Taiwan.
Oh, you know. Like I've said before, I unfortunately will not be going into the uptie stories, even though they are really, really good. Mostly because some of them are spoilers. I am currently in Canto 2. I am very familiar with the rest of the story. This is just kind of seeing how friendly the game is for new players, basically.
No money run, basically.
Kind of. But also, the fact that my main account is literally as old as the game has been available. So, like, my perspective on the difficulty is a little bit skewed. Because I've played Canto 9, and it's not that bad, but it's a case of I literally have every unit in the game, so
You also know what kind of shit is yet to happen.
Yeah, but I'm saying for, like, the sake of, this particular file, I'm basically just trying to see, how bad it is. Like, the real difficulty is probably going to come in Canto 3. Because Canto 2 is still kind of tutorial-y. I don't really have anything that synergizes well with the sinking units. Because Hong Lu, you're kind of unfortunately useless for that. You're Bleed. No, you're Rupture. Let's see here. Yeah, Sinclair. That Mariachi sucks.
I thought Mariachi Sinclair was okay for Sinclair standards.
No, he's bad.
Oh.
Mariachi Sinclair's bad. Like, he has a good.
Well, remember,
passing.
this is basically uncharted territory for me.
Yeah, but it's like, no, like, basically, I never found good use for him. He has a pretty decent, passive once it's unlocked, but, like, overall, generally, he's not considered very good. I do appreciate the offer for support IDs, but, I think it's a case of if I ever need support IDs, I'll probably just, reference my own account, because it'll be fine. Like, this account is only used for stream, so it's kind of a case of it doesn't really matter to me. And because I play it so infrequently, I can build up some, resources. But I do appreciate the offer. Let's see here. Dawn. All I have is Encore, Ryoshu, Burning Rep. I think I understand what you're asking, and I am very much a seasoned veteran of the game. Like, because of shenanigans, my main file literally has every single unit in the game. Not all of them are leveled, bear in mind, but like, if I wanted to tear something up, I would probably just go grab my Wild Hunt. No, it's fine, it's fine. I kind of vaguely understand some languages, so I was making the assumption that's what you asked. But if I really needed to destroy something, I would probably just befriend my normal account and then grab, like, my Wild Hunt Heathcliff or something. That or, like, what would be it? Maybe my Dawnflare. But, alright. Let us actually get into this now. Yeah, let's use this team. 5 levels. Whatever, man. Trying our best not to step on the crushed remains of the Teichio's crew's boss, Sinclair barely managed to hold back the urge to gag. We reached the elevator. Rodya was the first to complain about dead insects during our last expedition, but here, she got to the lift and pressed the basement button without a grumble. And once the group quieted down, Sod hit Rodya with a barrage of pent-up questions. How did you manage to win without even using any wish power? No, before any of that, what made you so sure that you'll win regardless? Yikes, hold your horses, gal. One question at a time, okay? You have fun. Rodya spun around, talking Sod into calming down, and then slowly began to elaborate. The Teichio's boss had been keeping a wary eye on the Tintang gangs all along. How did you know that? You couldn't have read the tales from his mechanical body. He had every reason to. After all, it was a well-known fact to them that the Tintang gang owned a wish power extractor. He must have been totally sure that the boss or someone representing him would make use of it for this game. So, you deliberately made it look like you were using a sticker so that he'd call you out on it? Yep. Then I declare I'm going all in. I made to seem suspiciously ballsy in his eyes. A winning gambler creates her own momentum and rides it. I mean, look, even you guys thought I'd pop the wish stickers, right? If I'm being real, wish stickers and all that stuff are just hopes and desires given important sounding labels in the end. To someone with unshakable faith in themselves, it's nothing more than a weird piece of paper. That can't be true. J-Corp's wish power-related tech is an officially approved semi-singularity with widely proven efficiency. Thousands of people rely on wish power for every aspect of their lives. I guess there's nothing like it to give people a confidence boost in this day and age. But me, I'm different. I've always believed in myself. To have faith means that the mind may avoid crashing into the depths. Pray tell, how does one go about acquiring that faith? Oh, that? It's actually super simple. I'll let you in on the secret, so listen up. Just think, I'm the most awesome person in the world, so whatever anyone says is crock shit. That certainly makes sense. Faust agrees as well. Sinclair does not like that answer. Perhaps I shouldn't have asked at all. Rodya, don't tell me that's how you've been treating my words. Sadly, the victor's joy didn't last for long. The cavern was filled with the sounds of pickaxes struck against craggy walls, and we saw security guards keeping strict watch over a vault. It felt as though it were sending us a note of warning that we wouldn't reach the bottom so easily.
잠깐만.
Hold on a sec.
이러면
There was no
게임을
point in us
수밖에
winning the game
없잖아.
then.
왜 이렇게
Why do
숨죽이면서
we have to be
가야
so
하는 거야?
sneaky about this?
저 곡괭이
And
들고
who
있는
are those
무리들이
slaves
누군데?
picking away at rocks?
우리가 소유권을 얻은 건
Although we've
맞지만
earned ownership, we
알다시피
have nothing
신분을
proper to
증명할
show as
것도
proof
없고
that we won, and we're
엄밀히
more or less
말하면
intruders to them.
저들한텐 우리가 침입자일 거예요.
In all fairness, anyone would have thought us as thieves if they saw us awkwardly hiding near the vault.
어마어마하네요.
Quite the grand excavation.
돌파는 중에도
They even made space to insert vaults, all while digging a tunnel. What a stunning sight. When I die, please bury me in a mound of cash like that. I want to fill my lungs with the scented bills for my final breath.
그러고 보니
By the way, about that man who was at the table.
아는 사이였나?
Did you know him from somewhere?
고향 친구지.
A friend from back home. Something tells me the history between you two runs deeper than just that.
원래 동창회란 건 그런 거야.
Greg, love reunions.
지난번에 옛 전우들이랑
Greg, love reunions are always uncomfortable. Didn't you feel the tension that time you ran into your former comrades?
그렇게 말하면
Can't argue with that.
할 말이 없네.
철창들 속에
Things are moving inside these cages.
아,
Are they pets that they might be raising, perhaps?
당신네 집에서는
Does your family usually count creatures violently shaking their cages as pets?
죄종들이군요.
It's the Pecatula. Did they think they could tame abnormalities?
유리 씨가 들었으면 기가 차서.
Dear Yuri would have knocked 3 grown adults out cold with a scoff if she heard that.
유리 씨.
Oh, Yuri.
이론적으로는
It should be theoretically possible,
인간에 준하는
provided that they possess a similar level of intelligence to humans, and that an empirically proven method of managing them exists, that is.
뭐
Huh.
성공만 한다면
If it did work out, I guess they could have made good guard dogs.
어라. 이분들 자세히 보니
I'm taking a closer look, and these people have fingers or other parts of their bodies bitten off. Thankfully, he didn't add, "Is that in fashion?" or other obnoxious remarks at this time. Is this in fashion these days? Spoke too soon, Dante! Welcome to Honglu. Almost. Almost didn't. Alright,
되게 끌 거 없어. 바로 간다.
경호원의 죄종들.
got security guards and Pecatula. This is starting to be a bother.
무슨 좋은 수 없어 그래?
Any ideas, Greg? You fought on the front lines before. Try something.
아이 그게 왜 지금? 아, 밀지 마.
I had to let that one play out because freaking I love Greg's voice acting. It's great. Being shoved out of cover by Rodya, Rigger stumbled forward, separated from us. Then bumping into a slave who was busy digging away at rocks. They seemed to pause for a moment in awkwardness.
이봐. 그쪽이나 우리나 복 유쾌한 상황 같진 않은데 좋게 넘어가는 거 어때?
Hey there. Looks like the way things are going here isn't all too pretty for the both of us, huh? How about we let this slide?
우린
We're not after the cash stored in that vault.
물론 돈이 있으면 좋긴 하겠지만.
I mean, wouldn't say no if we were offered it.
내려가고 싶은 거야.
But the point is, we're just looking for a way downstairs.
귀찮은 일은 안 생기게 만들게.
Not here to make any fuss.
보내주는 거
Why
어때?
don't we pretend this never happened and go our own ways? Or 47,920,000, 107,910,000, 47,900,000.
알아듣게 얘기 안 하면
Speak some sense or I'll barf on your hands. For someone who often speaks in riddles herself, Ryoshi's patience sure wore out quickly. She gripped the sheath of her sword as she threatened the worker. I can't say for sure, but I think she meant break all the remaining fingers on that person's hands. At this point, I'm more scared of how quickly you got that. Must repay. Pay all the debt before I can go back to my family. They said they'll take off one on for every swing. What he said. How much was it? Don't talk to me. I have to count.
잠깐.
Hold on.
소란이지?
What's that noise over there?
아, 이런.
Ah, shoot. Cornered, Gregor suddenly started shouting in a remarkably out-of-character voice. One of my favorite parts.
이렇게는 못 살겠다.
I'll mostly let Greg's voice acting speak for this scene.
무슨 말도 안 되는 행패냐? 사람을 묶어놓고 곡괭이질만 시키다니. 다 같이 일어서자. 대항을 해보자. 자, 돌진.
Oh, Greg.
너 뭐하냐?
The hell was that?
프로파간다인가?
Propaganda.
유감.
His effort has regrettably ended in failure.
그래.
Greg, sweetie. Here's the thing about those people. They ended up here by living their whole life as scum. Exploiters and exploitees. You weren't expecting some half-baked speech to be enough to wake up the revolutionary inside them, were you? Before you attempt an instigation operation next time, be sure to train your acting skills to at least an intermediate level. Oh, Greg, you never tried acting in your whole life?
그만해. 나도 부끄러우니까.
Scheibenkleister. Look, I've embarrassed myself. Gregor's terrible acting must have even agitated the security as well. That explained them opening up those locked cages in a potentially risky move. Oh, Greg.
내가 봐주마.
소매는 단정하지 않군요.
거기까지. 위험 요소 제거.
Alright, 1, 2... There, that should take care of those.
위험 요소.
Or Greg will take care of it by himself. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Let's go down here so we can hit the explosives bay. I don't remember what's in there. I have general knowledge of the main story, I just don't remember a lot of the little pieces of the dungeons.
거기까지. 위험 요소 제거.
하시지요.
배가 없었습니다.
Alright, the explosives bay. Did you always have a plus 10 coin? Probably. I don't have any passes. I guess it is still a little early for passes.
묵은 먼지도
그 정도인가?
쉽네. 덮어주마.
묵은 먼지도 결국은 이렇게 떨어지죠.
덮어주마.
그 정도인가? 위험 요소 제거.
소문이 건강하지 않고 퇴거 같은데
그 정도 각오로 식구를 건드려. 쉽네.
Alright, I guess I do have to go to quarry too to get to
버틀러 차원 가방
that other
준비
area.
완료했습니다.
덮어주마.
소문이 묵은 먼지도
배가 없었어. 위험 요소 제거.
그쪽으로
어떠냐?
위험 요소 제거. 천천히 가자니까.
먼지를 떨어내줘.
Kind of funny that this ended up being like the usual format for dungeons, where it's like a couple like long cutscenes and then like 3 or 4 fights in a row.
결국은
And then it kind of just more or less that's how the actual cantos go, because some of these early ones was like, oh, here's a cutscene into a battle in the same node, but then basically since there's a lot more divide between them.
버틀러 차원 가방 준비 완료했습니다.
Like, it's not a bad compromise, it's just that it's hard to really gauge how long a canto is just because of that. Because, like, Canto 2 is only, like, a total of 19 nodes. But, like, it's not that it's short. Ishmael. But, like, Canto 4 at the time felt, like, really, really, really long. Even though by current standards it is, like, average length. It's just that the fight nodes and the story nodes were separated a lot in that one.
위험 요소 제거.
Because I think Canto 4 has, like, almost 50 nodes. But story length-wise, it's about the same as the rest of them. It's just we weren't used to having that many nodes. Because
Fair.
like a third of those are just battles with no cutscene. Like, they're just a fight.
잠깐. 이것들 왜 이쪽으로 오는 거지?
음.
멈춰.
Oh, wait,
멈추라니까.
why are they coming this way? Stop! I said stop!
이것들 좀
Get them away from me!
빨리.
Hurry! 57,900,000. The debtors kept on swinging their pickaxes. 47,900,000 picks left and counting down. We were able to find our way down using this opportunity.
빚쟁이들의 도움을 받은 셈이 됐고.
So we did get help from the debtors after all.
우연이지 뭐.
Just a coincidence. Rodya replied with an apathetic look. Alright. Floor 2. Let's go to production line 2.
몸을 풀어두죠. 형형색색의 매끈한
It's a freight container made of smooth and colorful plastic.
단순한 공장 시설이
The prevalence of peculiar materials suggests that this is not a simple manufacturing facility. As soon as Marceau finished, the colorful yet ominously designed container activated with a cheery tune.
불길해요.
I've got a bad feeling.
왜 2층부터는
Why aren't there any security guards around now?
거죠?
Well, is all I could mutter before the answer revealed itself to us. The doors of the container opened as it finished operating, and inside... Highly excited! Thoroughly amusing! The game of death! At...
이 구간부터는 땅굴
It
파는
appears they
작업을
redoubled
계속하고
excavation
있는
efforts from this point onward.
그게 아니고서야.
I can't think of any other reason to augment humans on a conveyor belt. Yeah, I get it! Now let's move! They're pointed right at us singing that spooky song!
내 뒤로.
I'll be honest, I've always jammed with this particular battle theme for some reason.
제거.
또는 즉시 제거하시지요.
I might turn up the audio just a smidge. The main deal with these guys is they are tenacious.
Okay.
위험 요소. 제거.
Thankfully, as a first encounter, they're not as bad as they could be,
이렇게 떨어지죠.
but they're going to get a slight bit more annoying. I'm not going to say hard, I'm just going to say annoying. The grown powerful Parisians. Actual name. I will not make shit up. Colorful dispenser stand. In the middle of the factory, you find a vending machine with large buttons. They're colorful and fancy. You feel a strong compulsion to press them. Which one will you press? Okay. Do I press the red button, the yellow button, the green button, or all of them? You wanna hedge a decision on this one, Dark?
Let's see. The first one.
Red button with a fist?
Wait. Oh, I meant the green heart one.
Okay, so yeah, because I had it scrolled down. So, green
Yeah.
heart. Congrats, congrats! Something rumbled down the chute. It appears to be a toy screw. All allies gain plus 10% max HP.
Hey, that sounds amazing.
This effect will last the entire rest of the dungeon. That is just a
Hey.
permanent effect, technically.
Jackpot.
Yeah, I don't remember what I think the other two is like an increase in speed and an increase in attack power. And if you press all three, you do get all of them, I think, but you get stuck in a fight.
I mean, hey, you know me. I like to play stuff tanky. Have a nice cushion.
Yeah. This game is a little weird with tank builds. Like, there's some good tanks, it's just the situation is a little strange. Alright. The become strong, genuinely, the grown powerful for realsies, and the you want to get beat, heartily. Actual names. The main deal with these guys is that even if you bring them down to 1 HP, they will not die. They are annoying. I'm not used to not just steamrolling through them, I'll be honest. The other thing with the want to get beat heartily is that it actually kind of, it is kind of our first introduction to the minus coin, which, if it rolls heads, it gains the minus effect, whereas coin power is actually reduced, whereas if it rolls tails, it is the number that that is shown on the left side. Basically the inverse of the positive coin. You want it to roll tails, because its value is set high, but can get lowered by rolling heads. It is a case of that basically about 90% of anything in this game is going to be a plus coin, but you had to be mindful, especially later, about minus coins because of the often underused paralysis status effect, where it sets your coin power to 0. The problem with that is in the fact that if it's a minus coin, it means that it keeps its stupidly high value. And there are some enemies that the last thing you want to do is inflict paralyze on them. I'm looking at a particular pre-Canto 6 boss. I will not name names, but it is a case of it's a particularly annoying fight. If you
give him with R.
No, that's Canto 5. How did those cyborgs keep coming back? The sinners were discussing. Perhaps these beings are not alive. That way, they would not be able to die. No, we're not getting philosophical here. To me, it looks like rebuilding a brick wall. I think I'm hearing something from that factory in the back. The group turned their gaze to the factory behind the cyborgs. Metallic clanking could be heard from the place that was quiet until moments ago. Maybe you should take a look at the shady facility? Investigate the factory. You decided to check out the factory, but you might want to do something about the cyborgs first, just to be safe. Perhaps you could earn enough time to get through by incapacitating the biggest one? In a general sense, from what I have managed to gather... What's this in? Oh, Merc. Investigating the factory is technically the faster answer to solving this problem. Because if you ignore the factory, you have to decrease the cyborg's HP down to 0 a total of 4 times, I think, and then on the 5th time, it'll stick. It's a little more lenient than that, kind of, but basically if you want to try and end things faster, it's better to investigate the factory. Because I think after a turn or two, something will happen. See, pinning down the largest cyborg as planned, you got to the factory in time. This is... looks like some kind of toy plant? The Sanders comment on the huge mechanism. Ah, come behold this curiosity. The center pointed to a control panel with several buttons attached to it. Do you love the city you live in? What should you press? No. Incorrect input. You must become strong. Please input your answer again. Warning, pressing the button 3 times will cause the facility to shut down. Do you love the city you live in? No. I missed something, so... Detected 3 inputs. Operating emergency protocol number 3, facility shutdown. Looks like it stopped. The machines whirred for a short while before stopping. With that, the cyborgs should no longer revive. Let's step outside the factory, shall we? All enemies have lost their upgrade factory and work passive. Basically, now you don't actually have to reduce them down 5 times. Because
Nice.
otherwise you have to deal with this status effect. Die when count reaches 5. It makes them easier to KO with each subsequent one, but it does technically take a little longer to deal with them. Though the pattern of the get beat heartily, I think, has slightly changed now that you have done it. But because they already have 3 surgery, they're not going to be as bad.
결국은 이렇게
One down. Heathcliff!
봐주마. 거기까지. 위험 요소 제거.
And then taking down the big one just killed the other one. Wahoo. During battle, if an ally takes lethal damage, their HP won't go below 1. On the next turn, fully heal the HP and gain 3 surgery. They will die at the beginning at the end of the battle. Activates once per dungeon, gift expires. Basically an oh shit button. Fun fact, this is not the only way of acquiring surgery on a sinner. Merceau actually can also acquire the surgery status. It is specific to one of his EGO, so you gotta be kind of a little mindful of it, but you can do it. Because for every stack of surgery, it does lower his max HP, but increases his attack power.
파우스트가 맞이하죠.
It might be just the slight edge you need, if you can get the EGO it is. Also, now that you've actually seen the cyborgs, it kind of makes sense that Merceau would get an EGO based off of them. He's kind of,
Robotic.
yeah. That's kind of why I try to make his, line delivery very flat. Because he's not a man of emotion. He is a man of the cold hard fact. Like, he delivers everything from the daily news to the status of the fight to his own death with the same neutral tone. Like, he will just look Manager Dante in the face and go, I appear to be missing an arm. Like, he doesn't seem to care. Paint shop. Exiting the passage, you see a group of cyborgs gathered around a huge roulette. Oh, highly excited, thoroughly amusing. The game of death! They approach you, chanting in strange beats. It looks like they want you to play a game of roulette. What should you do? Let's see here. Take on the challenge. Rodya gains SP. Run Wrath Sloth Wound checks. Pass to heal all Sinners HP and gain an EGO gift. Forget games. Rodya loses SP. Begin a combat encounter. Win to gain an EGO gift. Let's take a gamble. You'll know this is where I shine. Rodya proudly proclaimed as she stepped forward. You can see a mixture of anticipation and excitement on her face. Liking red color. Liking red color. Like it, like it. A group of cyborgs yelled along to a strange rhythm. Red 4! Exalting the number high, they spun the roulette. Then they handed a roulette ball to one of the sinners. It seems the ball has to enter a red pocket with a number higher than 4. Who should spin the ball? So, this is probably the best chance to show the hilarity that is everyone has something different to say. Based off of their chances of winning. I won't go through every one of them, but there's kind of a nice mixture here. Normal just means it's the usual 50-50 chance. And these are not identity specific. They are very much just based off of the character. So, Don Quixote. I can do this! One must be willing to put forth effort in order to step forward! Neutrally high means it's not guaranteed, but it's a decent chance. Ryoshu's are some of my favorite Does it really have to be me when the others are right there? Very high, all but guaranteed. Can I do it? Of course, there's no point in even asking. I'll smash them good, aight? And then there's Sinclair. Doesn't have to be me. I love Sinclair's when he's all but guaranteed to fail, because he's just like, why? And Murs is one of the best, because if Merceau has a very low chance of passing a check, his only response is, you must be mad. Like, he straight up is calling Dante crazy. Heathcliff, Mr. Wrath himself. The upgraded croupier falls to the ground, buzzing and sparking. Even in its final throes, it felt rhythmic. Hey.
왜 뿌듯해 보이냐? 내가 해낸 건데.
Now, those lines, for actually passing the check or failing a check, those are identity specific. So what's with that proud look? I'm the one who dealt with it. So, like, if this was a different Heathcliff identity, he'd say something unique.
I see.
No time now to stay all hurt. The chuckling cyborgs went back to the roulette. Like yellow color, like yellow color. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Yellow 6. Let's see here.
Yellow 6, red 4. Are we using forever chemicals here?
Yeah, why not?
Blue 1, yellow 5, red 40, Mambo number 5.
That's not a color.
간단합니다.
Alright. Liking blue color. Liking blue color. Blue 8. Alright. Greg, you have... Yeah, there's the Sinclair line. Me? Seriously? I'll definitely fail. I'll end up ruining it all.
Sinclair, as somebody who is infamous for being paranoid AF, please grow some balls. Or, wait, is it okay to say that given there is the non-zero chance Sinclair may actually
that is
cause
a
trans?
I don't think that's as big of a thing in this game compared to his original book counterpart. It's just kind of a usual joke. That and neutral statement.
Sinclair may or may not be closet trans.
It's more that Sinclair may or may not be bi-gender, basically. But either way, that's a discussion for a not now. Yeah, I'm just looking at everyone's stuff. I love that the lore, the chance the Ryoshu is just nothing I'd recommend, but I wouldn't say no. Like Ryoshu, no. Everything gonna bust! Damn it! The upgraded croupier falls to the ground, buzzing and sparking. All the other cyborgs broke down with it at the same time. Have we won? You notice something glowing in the pile of tin rubble. You carefully picked it up. All allies healed 30 SP, Rodian healed an extra 20. Ichio gift Rainbow Mainspring.
어때? 마음에 드시나?
At the start of the turn, apply 2 protection to the ally with the least HP. Generalized damage reduction.
Ah.
버틀러 차원 가방 준비 완료했습니다.
시작한다.
The hot chocolate has unfortunately gone cold.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's fine, it still tastes good.
Is it milk or water based?
Water-based, but I added a little bit of French vanilla cream in it.
내 뒤로.
Brand's the one that first suggested that, and honestly, it kind of helps. Because it adds a little bit of that, like, milky flavor to it, and also a little bit of vanilla. Can't really ever go wrong with that.
Indeed.
거기까지. 위험 요소 제거.
Every time I see that animation of Greg just lighting his cig, just reminds me of the stupid Limbus Company crossed Lethal Company audio thing I did, where there's just the point where Greg is lighting his cig and then he gets ran over. Because in Lethal Company it was someone like opening a soda and then getting killed by the coil head.
버틀러 차원 가방 준비 완료했습니다.
Ah yes, the Morositatus.
이쪽으로.
Or as DJ calls them, the kidney bean.
거기까지.
It's still very funny to me that the base level Pekatula all have, like, unique animations for killing the sinners, but it's kind of hard to actually get those to happen.
It really just sounds like a flower.
I think it's because you're thinking of scientific names. And those are always in Latin.
Probably.
And all of these are in Latin. Because Pecatula ire, or ire, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Pecatula of Wrath. Like, each of those is just one of the 7 deadly sins. Bearing in mind that Limbus has the strange sin of gloom rather than greed. But I think that's because gluttony kind of also encompasses greed in this. Because it is like a greed for knowledge,
결국은
or other kind of generalized. Gluttony is weird in this.
I mean, lust isn't always something like sexual, so I mean, gluttony could be under the same thing because you
Yeah,
hunger for something, you lust for something. That, like in some ways, both are interchangeable.
yeah, like in
It's both.
Limbus thoroughly explains that the sin of lust in this context is more of a drive and passion. The will to live, the will to thrive, the desire to have be more than just yourself and spread your influence, kind of thing. Yeah, gluttony just wanted to diverse their palate. Like it is kind of interesting that
버틀러 차원 가방
because I had to look up, like, certain shenanigans, it is kind of a case of that Limbus isn't entirely incorrect to have the sin of gloom, because there was what used to be, like, before sloth there was acedia, but then morositatus is also kind of a slightly older but forgotten sin, because pride used to be vainglory. Like, the sins have changed. It's just that I think these 7 that we're familiar with is simply because of Dante. Anyway, boss fight. Hippity clappity, tap away. God, I love
I
these
honestly
names.
thought you were gonna say some property.
Clippity clappity, your shoes are now my property.
Don Quixote comes up behind you with a pipe. Clippity clappity, your shoes art thou now my property. What are you gonna do with them? Sell them. Talk to you at half the price.
Damn.
Twice the price. What he said.
But yeah, as you can tell, the clippity clappity tap away is just another of the cyborgs. But now it's very pink.
Pink thing.
Yeah,
I've been watching way too much of Kinky-mations.
yeah, I understand exactly what you're on
videos.
about. Considering this is short, I'll go over the observation log for it. Composed of machinery, tin, plastic, steel, and circuits. Red or pink ribbons are coiled around the body. A pair of pink shoes are worn around parts thought to be feet. The feet appear to have been forcibly shoved into the pink shoes. Anomalies observed in the color and direction of pupils in all entities. Will note new discoveries in a future report. Damn, that's awfully dry. You can tell when Merceau writes the abnormality logs. He is very concise and to the point. Like, I do appreciate that everyone has, like, their own little tells for the abnormality logs. Actually, I have to check. Like, I'll probably check the wiki later. My holidays were great, Aegis. Like, I spent Christmas with family, and New Year's is always bad, but that's because I have a dog with terrible anxiety. So fireworks and her just kind of don't mix.
Mine were pretty damn good.
먼저 간다.
But yeah, I have to check the wiki because I think we're at a point that even now, Ryoshu has never once written an abnormality log. Mostly because you don't want her to. Like, you've seen that woman's Sangria. The last thing you want her to do is just writing an abnormality log. You won't understand half of it, and it'll be covered in notations from Sinclair. Greg! Greg, you are at 45! Yes, that does say Twinkle Sprinkle Spinny. Your eyes do not deceive you. Ow! Or so.
쉽네.
Thank you, Heathcliff! A voice travels between the fluttering ribbons. What is your desire? Put me on. I'll carry you wherever you wish to go. The suggestions are incredibly suspicious, but for some reason the sinners are struggling to decide what to do. What do you say? Do not put on the shoes. The knot of desires must be undone. Who can undo the knot? Yeah, Ishmael has the best chance. She only needs 1 coin. My head is pounding. Ugh. Was just getting good. The ribbons binding the team scattered and melted away. Freedom! Freeness! An unfamiliar voice reaches your ears, but for now, you should help the sinners recover first. The remaining turns, all enemies gain 3 attack power down and 5 fragile. All enemies no longer become desirous.
유능한 버틀러니까요.
I love that this is just in the middle of the field because that's where Heathcliff killed it. Also, usually that's supposed to be the last enemy that goes down, but alas, Heathcliff killed it.
위험 요소 제거.
결국은 이렇게 떨어지죠.
Icky.
계속 서늘해지는 것 같아요.
Feels like it's getting colder and colder.
왜 점점
What's up with all this ice around?
이상 현상이
An increase in the frequency of anomalies should ideally be strong, positive reflections.
불렀어?
Did you call? I hope that wasn't attempt at a joke. Thanks to you, I'm feeling even colder. Fun fact, reflections are also synonymous with Isang, hence his random comment. Things easily lost in translation. Basically, there's quite a few words that will perk up Isang's attention if he so much as hears them, but is not paying attention to the context.
I see.
Putting aside Ishmael's grievance, I thought about what Faust had said. Because that means we're getting close to the Golden Bough, right? It was a pretty solid answer if I do say so myself. Yeah, sure. But Faust's reply was discouragingly dull. Or at least that's how I heard it. Now I do say I do love the pattern of this, that is like a little snowflake. They don't really end up using like cool patterns like this for a very, very long time. In terms of like the dungeon floor layouts. Like I think it goes from Canto 2, Canto 3 is kind of just basic, Canto 4 is actually kind of cool. Canto 5 is linear. Canto 6 doesn't even have a dungeon. Canto 7, pretty linear. Yeah, Canto 7, pretty linear, and then, Kanto 8 is really cool.
먼지를 떨어내줘.
Alright. More of the Morosatata. I guess since it's very unlikely for me to die to any of these, So the way to get these special death animations on these is that they have to use a particular move against the sinner and have that kill them. And each of them are very interesting to watch. The Morosatatas basically power washes a hole in the sinner.
Oh god.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are water-based, so it kind of makes sense. Like, that's what the fire-off move does, is that basically it just water guns them and it puts a hole in them. And that's how they die. The Ire catches them on fire. The... I forget what the sloth one is called right now, but the rock. Basically, it kind of just sprouts hands and then crushes them between the hands. I'm trying to remember whichever ones we have met so far. The Luxurier, which is Lust, which I don't think we've met yet. That'll be next Canto. I don't remember what that one does. I think it's just... they just kind of get speared. Goulet, which is Gluttony, they just get their top half bitten off, from what I recall. And then, Superbier, which is Pride, they just get ran over. Like, that one is probably the most basic. They just get ran over.
By what?
It's a wheel. Superbier is a wheel.
Fair.
And then, for the abnormalities in Kento 1, the Ebony Queen's apple, if she manages a kill, the sinner will collapse to the ground and roots will sprout from their mouth. Very interesting. The calendar, if that kills them with its, special fuck you move, basically they just die in a blaze of glory. Like, they just sink to their knees. The Golden Apple is supposed to be able to have a unique animation, but I don't know if it's programmed in. Basically, they just get covered in rot and die. And then... I think that's actually it in terms of the unique death animations for those. Because the rest are much later. And I don't remember which ones right now have the unique death animations. Because they're so goddamn rare in this game. Like, the only other, quote, unique death animation is that... I don't know what triggers it. But basically, if you do, like... basically, if you one-shot an enemy. Like, if you take from full to 0 in a single hit, or if that more or less happens to your sinners as well, they will literally just explode into a chunk of meat.
Yeah.
Like, they'll literally get jibbed. I mean, it is a horror game, technically. This is a horror game. It's just sometimes you forget the horror part when, you know, you're not dying too often. But I think it is a case of that casual reminder Limbus Company is the only gacha rated M, I think. And it's rated M for violence.
Wait, what do you mean it's the only one?
Well, like, it's the only gacha game that is rated M solely for its violence, and not because of
okay.
sexual content. Because
or somebody showing a bit too much boobs or butt.
Yeah, because, again, even now, the worst cleavage we have is Kurokuma Ishmael, and that's just kind of more of a case of... you're not even... I mean, it kind of is to look at her tits, but Kurokuma Ishmael is mostly the fear she instills in you with that katana.
It's interesting that Ishmael is the one with the sexy unit.
She wasn't the first one.
Fair.
Like, I think by technically all accounts, the first one was Faust, kind of. And then I think it was Rospan or Rodya and Kurokuma. No, I think it was technically Kurokuma. Rodya was the first. Then Faust. And then back to Rodian with Rose Spanner. And then Ishmael got her wetsuit, which we're not going to discuss in detail. And then I think for the longest time we really didn't get anything until we got Ring Otis. Like, I think Ring Otis was the next one, technically. And then a big gap. And then we got Korokuromo, Ishmael. And then we got Princess Rodian. Like Korokuromo, Ish, and Princess Rodian are probably the most egregious of the cleavage. But even then, it's not for the eye candy. Like I would maybe argue Princess Rodian is kind of for the eye candy, but it really isn't for the eye candy. Like, it would make sense if I could show it to you right now, but I'm not going to.
Fair.
Before us stood a monumental castle of ice and frozen pillars that seemed unbreakable. And there stood a person. A man with hyaline hair, clear as ice, waiting for us. I came here often when I felt the need to clear my thoughts. Even though there's no rocking chairs or whiskey you like. The chill dominating this place pierces even the thickest coat. It helps me restore a lucid mind. While the rest of us were frozen stiff, stuck watching, Rodya made a slow step towards to face him. Rodya made a slow step forward to face him. Didn't expect you to be here first. My men and I knew of a shortcut leading here. It was something we learned through the local ruffians, all in search of the whereabouts of a buried great power, waiting to be used for the greater good. Alas, this area surrounding the Golden Bowl was as far as we could go. We didn't see any way to get closer. Thought you'd never leave District 25, but seeing you now, resorting to the tactics gangsters would use, maybe you should have stayed a country boy. Sonia, your lackeys have been taking from shopkeepers who weren't even rich to begin with. Did you know, Rodya? This was little more than a somewhat eccentric hollow with frosty walls. Yet look at this. Now there's a giant castle and 6 columns of ice. This change happened in the instant you walked in. You sound like you figured this would happen upon my arrival. How'd you know? I have many sources, but that's none of your business, Rodya. What makes you so sure that I made this happen in the first place? I'm not some kind of backstreet witch or anything. It's not hard at all to figure out. Observing those faces encased in ice says enough. Take a peek. They're ones you loved, you looked down on. Are they not? 250,000 on. That's all it's worth. It's not possible. You said precisely why, though. His age is showing and all the scratches and lack of polish. To be frank, others wouldn't pay any more than 200,000 for this. The rest, all worthless garbage. That makes the taxes you owe 400,000 on in total. Why did the poor only grow poorer the harder they work? It's ridiculous, isn't it? All stocks of cash piled up in the pawnbroker's vault. Our neighborhood was being wrung dry. Heirlooms weighed for what little monetary value they had. Sonia rallied people, delivering speeches using big words. They organized a group under the name of the Eurodivie.
Wait, I've heard you mention that name before.
It went okay at first. Even the thickest folks were inspired by Sonia's words to help the impoverished in the back streets. But Sonia still had a dissatisfied expression. Ultimately, the Eurodivya worked into an organization that cared more for debating about how to best change the streets in the nest, rather than going out to help those in need. That's why I left them. Being an armchair revolutionary wasn't going to feed our starving neighbors. But I told you time and again, Rodya, that we must wait for the right moment. Sonia, I'm sorry, but that moment you kept talking about, it didn't come when the Eurodivya's youngest, when little Ivan had to sate his hunger with food from the garbage. Nor did it arrive after he suffocated to death. To achieve a monumental task, well-thought policies and a great power to carry them are required. All to make the redistribution of wealth happen. And in the process of moving towards progress, such minor troubles on a personal level are inevitable. That's minor to you. The whole thing was personal. We started this to help others. What you and the Eurodivya were doing wasn't what I hoped for. Is that why you decided to take matters into your own hands? Absolutely. What our town needed wasn't an empty promise telling people to sit on their hands for who knows when. Was someone who wouldn't hesitate to pick up the axe. I bet most of my neighbors had been starving for 4 nights straight that day. Yet the biting wind kept howling without mercy, clawing at the chapped skin of the fairest peasants. And I happen to know whose safe kept more than enough money to treat my neighbors to a feast for days, and still be just as full. So, what did you do? Give me a second. Can't I pull out of this now? This is a confessional created for you as a result of the Golden Bough resonating with your psyche. Moreover, a confessional's purpose is to lead a sinner to the path of penance. If only that old woman had changed her mind before it came to an end. But Rodya must have known that her terminal leech upon her neighbors would never turn over a new leaf. You know that she wasn't the kind of person who'd give up that life to turn into a generous philanthropist. You wouldn't have knocked on her door with an axe in hand otherwise. Poor Rodya, dear. You seem to be under the delusion that you're some sort of savior. Demanding my money so brazenly to my face won't change anything. You vermin are no different from the paupers in the back streets. That's right. I'm the one that put an axe through her head. Cutting open the belly of a goose that laid golden eggs. I chopped that hag's skull. I mean, someone had to do it. Am I wrong? Unlike the foolish cottager in the vale who gave in to the greed and lost on becoming richer. We were overcome with hunger and misery, and who would have gladly eaten out her brains. And her belly was full of golden eggs, unlike that of the goose. Yes, the old lady you killed was a tax collector, wielding considerable authority in District 25. But what gave her so much power was her sibling's status as a member of the Middle. I struck her down to save my dying neighbors. Is that so wrong? No. You held that axe for your own good. You couldn't stand the fact that you weren't anyone special. Did you know? The Middle never lets anyone who touches their family go unpunished. punished.
그들은 누가
They are
했느냐가
too
중요한 게
interested
아니라
in finding who
자신들을
exactly
건드리면
did it.
어떻게 되는지가 더
Rather,
중요한 자들이야.
they like to demonstrate clearly what happens to the poor fools that dare disturb them.
처음으로 질 좋은 부위에
The
고기를
Backstreet's
씹고
resident who
뒷골목
tasted the joy of
주는
quality meat for the first
그대로
time in their
시체를
lives
삽처럼 쌓아야지.
soon made towering cadaverous pillars out on the roads.
카지노 밖에 쌓여
Not
있던
much different from the
그
carpagotas
차들의
outside the casino.
네가
I'm
그날
well aware of how much pain,
얼마나
guilt you've been
고통스럽고
burdened with
죄악감으로
ever
괴롭힌 나날을
since.
보냈는지 알고 있어. 스스로가 황금고리를
Living with the
가는 얼간의
realization
발악화가
that you
없었음을
really
깨달은
weren't so
네가
different from the foolish
너야.
cottager after all.
그날 이후로
Since that day,
그 어떤 것도
nothing I held
더
truly
이상 온전한 내
felt like
것으로
it was
느껴지지
mine.
않았어. 모두
All because of me.
다 괜찮아.
Did
로자.
she commit cannibalism?
No. No, what Rodyan did was she went to the tax collector and clubbed her good with an axe. And because she had standing with the middle came in and slaughtered the entire neighborhood. Because they didn't care who did it. They just wanted to prove a point.
Oh, that was her.
Yep.
I've also heard mention of this one.
It's all fine, Rodya.
난 말이야, 로자.
Where you see, Rodya,
세상을 바꾸기
to
위해
change the
수천권의
world,
책을
I perused hundreds of books and thousands of documents,
도시 곳곳에서
and I
사람들도
met
만났어.
various people all around the city,
지배 계급의 착취.
picturing a world where the oppressed can escape from the exploited, picturing a world where the oppressed can escape from the exploitative dominion of the ruling class and find liberation in the truest sense.
그 세상을 만들기
To make that
위해서
world a reality.
하지만 정답은
However,
바꾸는 것에
the answer didn't lie in changing what was already there. Once a page of history is written, there's no way to go back and revise it. Look, this is the world we can reach. A world that can be created using the golden vow in which you resonated. May there be no one upon this earth suffering from starvation. May every individual enjoy the right to pursue psychological and intellectual delights. Join hands with me, and I'll give you that world as a gift. As if nothing up to this point had ever happened at all.
누가 이해할 수 있을까?
A feeling nobody else will understand.
잠깐뿐이었지만
Even a glimpse of
바보였던
that
그
world
시기는
felt so dreamlike.
너무나 꿈 같아서 잠시 눈에
I wanted to
담았을
etch that
뿐이었지만
mesmerizing
잠시도
instant
그
into
순간을
my
잊고 싶지
memory.
않아서 꿈이라면 다시는
If this was a
깨어나지
dream, I'd even
차라리
wish I was part of it so
내가
that I would
꿈속에
never
즐기기를 바라고 싶은
be able to
정도였다.
leave it.
그럼에도
And yet,
미안.
sorry,
그래도 난
I'm still turning down your offer.
왜일까?
How to put it?
아직 나는
I don't want to bathe in warmth just yet.
조금
I
더
feel like I ought to be in this
있으면
cold a bit longer.
언제쯤 따뜻해져도
think I'll
될지.
stay this way until I find my answer to the question of when it'll be okay to warm myself.
그리고 수냐,
And also, Sonia,
너
you knew my temper would get the best of me and get me to kill her,
미리 알고
didn't
있었지?
you?
로자,
Rodya,
이해하기 어렵겠지만
it will probably elude you, but you don't have the mark.
너가 가지고 있을
I
거라고
came
기대를
here
하고
hoping to
왔지만
see you possess it,
오히려 다른
but I'm seeing it on a few of your friends instead.
휴지?
The mark,
그게 무슨?
what do you...
더군다나 넌
Besides,
표지를 볼수 있지도 않지.
You can't see the mark
그
either.
말인즉슨
In other
내겐
words,
누군가를
you
이끌
don't
수
have what it
있다는
takes to be a leader,
하지만 나는 달라.
but I'm different.
그러니까
So,
더 나은 세상을
To make a
위해서
better world.
그래.
Yeah, but I think I remember hearing you say something like that
비슷한 말을
while
했던
sat
것
at a desk, buried in books.
그래서
That's why I can't join you. I used to believe that it's not big words behind closed doors that feed your neighbors. And I'm sure you've learned by now. There is no way a rowdy rascal like me would fit under some tweet's leadership, right?
황금가지는 저
The golden bow awaits inside the castle. Rodya.
무사히
I hope you'll be able to find what you seek. We walked past Sonia, then made our way into the icy castle he indicated. So, what's your opinion of Sonia?
She is certainly a person, and I very much get, like, yeah, Russian mafia, very, like, heavy, are you my comrade or are you not my comrade kind of vibes, and just, like, yeah, it's also very different from my Sonia, for obvious reasons, but,
Other
also...
than the fact that Sonia's a dude.
I said she by force of habit.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, in the original book, it is Rodyan who is a man, and Sonia is in fact a woman in the original book, as you would probably expect. I will go over the actual literary ties to Pride and Prejudice, Jesus Christ, Crime and Punishment after we get through this. What the? The castle trembles intensely as frosty rubble falls around us from above. Wait, if this keeps up... A foreboding idea flashes in my head. The ticking of my clock was like a reminder of how much time we had left. Outside! Now! We evacuated from it in a hurry. Am I seeing this right? The castle isn't falling apart! It's like... Indeed. It is most certainly rising to its feet. Don't look back! Just run! We can't. We ran quite a bit, but what now? Footfalls. Not of a human. Rather slow and heavy. You could just say that something mammoth is after us! That may have served better. Sometimes Smur's meticulousness is a little too much.
Buddy, look, I'm in no place to talk about being concise, but it could be a bit less concise.
I was gonna say, I think Mur is too concise.
That's what I mean.
Don't they? Or jump here so we could just book it. Cool? Give me a second. I've never considered what to do after getting down here. Oh, really? Does this look like the time for dopey plans? Bus. Where's the bus? Stop yapping, useless rubbish! We're running the hell away! That might be the first logical statement I've ever heard leave your mouth, Heathcliff. I'm smashing your skull to pieces later! Behold, our boss fight against the Baba Yaga. You get 4 turns per wave to defeat all the enemies, or it's instant death. This fight was so incredibly annoying, not for its tedious difficulty, but rather its tedious length, that it was removed from the mirror dungeon for the longest of times. But now fights take so long anyway that feels about the same length as usual. But the time limit isn't as bad as it seems. As long as you're actually doing well. Bear this in mind, I am technically 4 levels underleveled.
먼저 간다.
Sadly, there's not really too much of a special animation for getting caught by the Baba Yaga. It's just giant footballs, everyone turns into pile of meat.
제거하시죠.
To be fair, this was Kanto 2. It was right at the launch of the game. We didn't
Yeah.
expect anything too cinematic.
내 뒤로. 위험 요소.
But yeah, I think my favorite part of the shenanigans I've seen with Rodya and Sonia
제거하시죠.
is a comic from way back in the early days where it's the two of them interacting and it's just good to see that we are comrades. What are you? Oh, I'm a communist. Oh good, I'm an anarchist. We'll be together until the revolution. After that it gets complicated. Like, I wish I could find, like, the fastest way of finding that thing, but it's great because Rodya's attitude is just so good. It's just, we'll be friends until the revolution. Then it gets complicated.
1917 intensifies.
Kind of. Just make sure that thing's dead.
거기까지.
제거하시죠.
힘내.
문제가 없었습니다.
And we win. I see the exit over there!
끈질기구만.
Persistent Rotas. We'll have to distract them somehow before we can get away.
한놈
Why don't you throw one of us at him? You can bring them back later anyway. Why are you looking at me while you say that? Hold on. Look there.
이것은 내가 맡을게.
Leave this to me.
소냐?
Sonia, what are you playing at? Rodya, what's with your attitude? We have to take all the help we can get.
보통 목적
I've seen people who'd offer to help without asking for anything, and they'd usually have some ulterior motive.
네가 도끼를
It's
휘두르지
just like how you
않고서
simply
거기에
couldn't hold
싸우지
yourself back from using your axe that day.
나한테도 설명할
I'm
게
discovering that I might have a similarly
포괄적인 욕구가 있는 것 같아.
inexplicable drive pushing me.
단테,
Won't they?
당신의 조직도
I take it that your organization is working to make a better world in its own right. Yes? Uh-huh. What does a better world entail? For the first time, I was reminded that I had never questioned the motivations of Limbus Company. Thankfully, none of my contemplative fudging reached Sonia, and he took my lack of response as a sign of agreement.
침묵은 때로는
Silence
감정이
sometimes speaks volumes.
그렇다는
I'll take that
것을
as a
알고 있었어.
positive.
그리고
And one more
곧
thing.
그 아이가 당신에게도
That child will soon visit you too. Child? Hmm? Oh,
죄송해요.
sorry. My eyes must have fooled
잘못
me.
봤나 봐요.
I thought I saw something on his forehead for a second.
이마에. 그래.
Indeed.
내게도
I mean, that boy who left quite the impression on you.
그리운 저에게
It'll be a touching reunion, I imagine. Sonia nudges his chin at something behind him. A faint light was shining between the fallen blocks of ice, giving a distinctive glow. The golden bow. Golden bow received.
하지만 다음에 만날 때
Don't expect me to act on the same impulse of kindness next we meet, though.
다수의 풍요를
If a
위한
clear
명확한
path
길이
forward,
보인다면 난 주저없이 다른
if a
쪽을
clear path towards prosperity of the many shows itself before my eyes, I'll take it without hesitation. After Sonia left us with a mysterious message, the Eurodivia began to show up one after the other. Well, this may have been as good a time as any for touching farewells like I won't forget you. Then I saw that Rodya was the first to sprint for the exit. Rodian, are you not concerned?
뭐가?
What's up?
결과 여하가 어떠하여
Irrespective of consequential differences, he was nevertheless a friend of yours.
아,
Oh, that.
워낙 머리를
Eh,
잘
he's a
굴릴
clever
줄
sort,
아니까.
so I'm sure he'll figure out a way to live and all that jazz. Truly,
신라
an ideal form of friendship. Sometime later, though I was dead tired, Virgilius wouldn't spare me from his fierce gaze until I gave him a brief verbal report of what we went through today.
잘 들었다.
I see.
하지만 마음에
So
걸리는
that's
것이
your
남아있다.
story. There's just one thing that bothers me, though.
소냐라는
This man.
자 말인데
Sonia, was it?
그자가 추구했던
His actions
사상과
during those final moments
마지막에
don't
보여준
quite seem to
행동은
match the
서로
beliefs he
쌍둥이다.
told you,
그러니 그자의 의도에 대해
which is why we should scrutinize his true intentions.
아, 잠깐.
Hey, time out.
이상도 흐르더니.
First you Sonia, now you two.
소녀한테 관심을
Why
가지는
does
거야?
everyone care more about Sonia than me?
황금가지를
The
가져오는
bottom
거야,
line is that we
소녀잖아.
got the golden bell.
그리고
As a plus,
모두
check this out. From her pockets, Rodya pulled out a colorful bunch of gaming chips in her hands.
이거
We can exchange these cuties for cash at any casino, should we drop by one.
우리 관리자님이
You'll find out while our manager dats the floor with our jackpot. I'm impressed that you thought to snatch that stuff amidst all the chaos.
어때, 베리?
Well, there's...
임무도 성공했는데
What do you say a juicy serving of prime sirloin steak to celebrate our abounding success today?
어떻게 생각하지?
What do you think, Charon?
메피도 먹고
Vroom,
싶어하는
vroom.
것 같아.
Seem Mephi wants it too.
신선한 고기.
Fresh, succulent, juicy meat.
아, 비유를 해도 그런?
All the things you can mention.
좋아.
Alright then.
19의 골목 식당
I'll leave
추천.
Rodian to pick a restaurant in District 10 for us.
알았어.
Okay. Vroom, vroom.
이제 좀 말이 통하네.
Now we're
You know,
talking
you-
verse.
Could try to be happy, Virgilius.
Nope.
역시
After all said and done. Beneath her grin, Rodia's eyes were shaking with distress. But she soon covers it up with a guise of joviality as if nothing ever happened.
나는 좀
I'm
쩐다니까.
pretty rad, aren't I? And that is the end of Canto 2. I'm gonna turn down the game just a little bit because, again, I'm not sure how much of Pass On I'm allowed to really have going on camera. I could sing along with these, but I'm not going to. But yeah, Rodya straight up just stole a bunch of casino chips, and now they're gonna be eating good for at least tonight. Fun fact, for anyone that has done remixes of the various versions of Pass On, Rodian's is one of the most annoying to mix because her voice is so much higher than everyone else's, even to this point. Like, she is like a whole 2 octaves higher than most everyone else, I believe. Like, most everyone else are at least within a similar caliber of each other. But, Rodya's a little annoying. Also, this is one of my favorite ending screens because it is probably the calmest everyone ever is, but also kind of the chillest. Because, like, most other ones is like a usual mixture of annoyance, anger, grief, despair, etc., etc. But everyone just kind of chill now. 스네츠 이코로 아니 멀리 눈을 가도 지워 너는 내래 새처럼 나를 쏠수 있네 이밤 얘는 다가오겠지만 괜찮아 내 사나지대 괜찮아. Obviously, Roshian's is a bit better in my wheelhouse of vocal, but... Oh yeah, this! I forgot that some cantos actually have post-credit scenes sometimes. Impressive, Eurodivi. Not only did you manage to clear out the legion of foes, you also burned all that cash.
알잖아요, 헤르만.
You should know, Herman, that I've never been friends with money. I will admit, you are not like most idealists who are all theory and no action. You would have earned my praise had you secured the golden bough on top of everything.
로저에게
I showed Rodya that world,
나를 반하게
the ideal reality that fascinated me.
하지만
Alas, I suppose it didn't win her over.
당신이 말한 방법은 역시 틀렸던
It seems that the method you suggested was wrong after all, Herman.
그런 말 몇 마디
She wasn't the kind of person to let a few words change her mind. So, do you find this regrettable?
글쎄요.
Well,
옛날처럼 나를
part of me wish... Part of me might have wished that she'd followed me like in the past.
아니,
But no,
옛날과
I
변한
think I'm actually relieved that she's the same as before.
로자는
Rodya wasn't wishing for a perfect world with no flaws whatsoever.
오히려 그런
Rather, she might have felt
자신이 특별하다는 걸
that it would be boring to live in such a world,
지루하다고
since there'd be no way to affirm that she's special.
그런 생각이 들더군요.
That's the impression I got. I thought her to be a woman of virtue, principles unshakable. But hearing this, she was a dreamer, just like you, wasn't she?
아직 그 아이
She still has a long way to go, I'm sure.
로자는
She won't want to admit it, though. I got your point. I'll keep it in mind for future considerations on our course of action.
책망하지 않는
You won't scold me for this?
난
I was unable to complete the job you gave me. Reprimands won't make the bow appear at our feet, will they? It's fine. Wherever the bows may be right now, what matters more is who claims the bundle at the end.
The bows come together to form something.
Possibly. We don't know.
최선의 방어는 역시 공격이지. 전투 방패라고 들어봤어?
But now that I've completed Kanto 2, all base identities are now automatically upgraded to Uptie 3. Same with their base EGOs. Backdoor volatility! It appears you've grown more familiar with your field command, Dante. Your ability should now be sufficient to access a core function of Mephistopheles. Press this button to enter the Mirror Dungeon. In the Mirror Dungeon, you can experiment and test various possibilities. Completing a run grants Battle Pass EXP and a certain amount of lunacy. I will not be going through this right now, especially since Mirror of Immortality is going to be going away very soon, because it is the new season. But basically, this is the weekly grind dungeon that allows you to test out different sinner compositions, different strategies, or basically just do whatever the hell you want. They have recently added the ability to use rental teams in case there are certain types of teams that you want to test out. It looks like... Yeah, this one is a keyword charge, but I'm not really going to be dealing with that. If you are able to complete the weekly bonuses, you get a net of 750 lunacy per week. Like, if you clear the mirror dungeon, you just get free lunacy that is actually worth quite a bit. Like, two weeks worth of mirror dungeon is like an entire temple. Again, this game is weirdly generous. But like I said, I will not be doing Mirror Dungeon on this particular run. I might dedicate a couple streams to them, just to see how my teams are faring. But by clearing Canto 2, I also have unlocked the Thread Luxcavation. This is how I upgrade things with the Thread. Because EXP is base level, Thread is uptie. This one sends you into battles against various abnormalities and stuff. And then Refraction Railway. Again, this is just ultimately hard challenge, but as you can tell, even doing these right now requires you to finish certain later canto. I will say for maybe the sake of it that I might go through at least the first couple nodes of Canto 3. Just because, to kind of get us started. But, let me at least go back into this and pick up my prizes. Canto 3, The Unconfronting. Yeah, I think at least the first couple nodes of this, and then we'll probably end it off and do Canto 3 in its own dedicated slot.
Fair enough.
3-1, humming along. The sun is almost set, leaving the bus to be shrouded in dusk. Charon's humming a song while driving. I found myself singing along in my head to that strangely familiar tune. The most beautiful of performances are born from broken and ruined things. Ironic, the way the world works. Virgilius spoke, having noticed that I was looking at the driver's seat. Alas, they have not the privilege to fully appreciate the glee of their own music. Oh, how unjust that is. Charon, you look like you're in a good mood today. Charon nodded.
기분 좋으면 노래를
Joy
부르는 거야.
brings out singing. I see. Although, as far as I remember, you would often hum that song when you felt down.
카론, 그런 기억이
Charon
있어.
has no such memories.
카론은 즐거울
Charon
때만
sings
노래해.
when she is happy. Virgilius' eyes seemed to well with a subdued shade of dark.
I cannot see if she's smiling or not.
She has never had an alternate expression. Aside from the
Okay,
April
so-
Fools, Charon does not ever emote. She has less expressions than Merceau.
I thought you were going to say Dante.
See, Dante at least has the change in the clock hands that'll happen in certain canto. Straight up, other than the April Fools, which is currently inaccessible for all, Charon has one expression.
So who did Karen switch bodies with?
Virgilius.
I mean, that's fitting.
Yeah. But yeah, until
So wait, that means Karen was just angry the entire time.
Charon was in Virgilius's body.
Well, Karen air quotes.
No, Virgilius actually found the entire situation amusing because Charon, in Virgilius's body, wanted candy and no one on the bus had any, and they were about to incite the wrath of the Red Gaze with the soul of someone who has no idea how to use the body of the Red Gaze. The April Fool's event was hilarious because everyone was in a body swap, and then they got ran over by the bus. Like, we straight up had to fight Virgilius. And technically...
In Charon's body.
No, we had to fight Charon in Virgilius's body. Basically, we had to fight a weakened Red Gaze. It was hilarious. I kind of wish that you could still access the April Fool's stuff because they kind of actually happened at points where there was a bit of a lull, but... Anyway. The kind of hue that would be picked up right away if wanted to express solitude as a color. But it only lasted for a brief moment. So I decided to dismiss it as the vivid sunset playing tricks with the light. The world Kera and hums now is one that lacks sound and color. She's going through a long tunnel with no exit in sight. I'm sure that, just like the history of my own life that I've forgotten, Charon and Virgilius must have had their own threads of cruel reminders. Ah, pardon me. I believe that's enough of personal stories, Dante. Your work is to manage your crew, not befriend this old guide. When I looked at his face again, that momentary hint of sadness had fleeted, replaced with a faint smile. I gave him a few nods, then turned around to check on the sinners. Our bus passengers had lifted spirits for a while now. It helped that they did what they were assembled for and secured a golden bough for the first time. All the sinners were busy talking about their exploit in J-Corp's district. You should have seen me showing that contour right there. Seriously, that was a real highlight. Ugh. I'm starting to get sick of hearing the same story for the 7th time in a row. So let me change the subject. Where are we going this time? This time, we're headed to K-Corp's nest. District 11, eh? Corp's taking me all sorts of places I'd never thought to visit. It's home to another great individual. Aren't you certain to find a souvenir shop there? I've always yearned for limited edition figurines and... Oh, didn't it also have a restaurant chain famous for its hamburger steak? Life has gotten much easier these days, hasn't it? Back in my marching days, all I had was a pinch of salt in my mouth. I know, right? The only food I could swallow during my voyage was canned soup that tasted like iron. That is not good soup.
Fuck.
Can't
wait to try the steak. Right, Ryoshu? Well, imagining the variances in blood color by region does make me salivate. Ugh, I can't just discuss anything with you. Hey, kiddo, what do you want to eat? Looking for someone to share tales with and have a sensible conversation, Rodya naturally turned to Sinclair. However... Oh, Shkoli, what's wrong? He's turned pale. He's also suffering from hyperventilation and tremors. How long has he been like this? Ever since Mr. Virgilius mentioned K-Corp. Why didn't you tell me earlier? Because you did not order me to do so. I love Burr. He does shit like this. He notices Sinclair is literally having a goddamn panic attack and just watches. Because he was not told to bring it up. Merceau stared at me like I was at fault for not doing the obvious. I just got an upset stomach. Sorry. Really sure you're okay?
Boy, my bullshit meter's going off.
Now that I think about it, Faust, I'm noticing a trend where one of us has visceral reactions to the destinations that Virgilius reveals. Additionally, when we arrive, it turns out that the place does have a history with the person in question. Does that have something to do with the reason we joined the company? You just refer to the team as we. Huh? It's a part of my mission to detect the slightest of changes. As for your question, while I can't tell you the reasons for recruiting the sinners in detail, there would be no point in denying that our destinations and the backgrounds of each sinner are indeed related to a degree. Do all of us snobs have some condition that makes them yap on and on about things that could be answered with a plain yes or no?
Hysterin
Proteron isn't always correct. Faust simply adopts the most effective mode of communication for the given situation. Hyster what? It means that you're struggling to understand Faust because you're too uneducated, not that Faust is overeducated. Why you? Just as Heathcliff approached Faust with his bat shaking in fury, Sinclair suddenly started throwing up on the floor. The bus finally quieted down after that. So about those bullshit meters going off. Alright, I will
So
go...
who was Faust in the body swap?
Don Quixote.
Amazing!
It was great. Yeah, it was... Isang got stuck in Otis, and vice versa. So, like, if I say one, it means the vice versa is also true. Faust was Dawn. Ryoshu was Honglu. Merceau was Rodian. Heathcliff was Sinclair.
Oh god.
And Ishmael was Gregor.
So basically the funniest possible combinations for everyone.
Basically. And some of the funniest things that happened in the April Fool's event was Ryoshu continued smoking even though she was in Honglu's body. And Honglu's response is, oh, it's okay. Like, Dante was like, Ryoshu, I don't think you should be smoking in someone else's body. Honglu literally was just like, oh, it's okay, I don't mind. Ryoshu's only stipulation was, do not unsheath my sword or I will kill you. That was her only stipulation. Ishmael similarly got mad at Greg for having a stick in his mouth, and he's like, hey, it ain't even lit, I just need something in my mouth. He did not, in fact, he did, in fact, not ever light the cigarette. But the funnier fact was, you know Gregor's little roach buddy?
Yeah?
It was on Ishmael's shoulder, because it detected that Gregor was in Ishmael. Roach buddy knows the real Greg. It's great. It was really funny seeing Heathcliff freaking the fuck out because it was Sinclair. While it was really funny seeing expressions on Merceau for once, because it was Rodya who's very expressive. And basically Faust has something we have coined the Faust Discord going on in her head. Don Quixote attempted to access it and was given access denied. Don Quixote was thrown in baby jail. She is not allowed to access the Faust Discord.
System error, or system message, this is not a Faust.
Basically, like, she was actually given access denied. And then... I forget exactly what was going on with Isang and Otis, but it was, like, those two were somehow the calmest. But I think it's because it's Isang and Otis. But I'm gonna pull up 3-2 because it's gonna be great. And then that's probably where we'll leave off for the night. Oh, fine. I'll live forever. Shortly after the situation with Sinclair was dealt with... By the way, you meant the back streets of District 11 when you said K-Corp's Nest, yeah? I missed pointing it out earlier since everyone got a bit excited there. I rarely misspeak, if ever. I know what I said, Gregor. K-Corp's nest is where we're going. Alright, but if we're entering a nest... Indeed, there's the immigration process. I don't have a K-Corp visa. You ain't about to tell me everyone else got one, right?
뭐냐?
Oh,
왜 날 보냐?
why are you looking at me?
방법은 간단하다.
The solution is simple.
닭,
CI.
그리고 뚫릴 때까지
And keep on
출세를
DER
반복.
till we reach the defense.
즉, 닭,
In short,
돌,
cider.
살.
Whatever that eccentric abbreviation means for Ryoshu, the sinners have learned to stop questioning.
링보스 컴퍼니 정도의
A
회사라면
company as big as ours might get a free pass.
그리고
Not to mention, breaking through using method dear Ryoshu suggested will take ages.
날개가
How
관련한
badly must you
존재가
underestimate a nest actively governed by a wing to say that? Oh, I see. No one's going to take into account how much I'll suffer for that cider, huh? Sadly, none of our sinners bothered to respond to me in any capacity. As Ishmael said, we'll pass the immigration without needing a visa. Limbus Company has backing from the shareholders of a wide array of fields. Oh, do you happen to know the shareholder of H-Corp then? Holy shit, I forgot that they planted that so early. They once personally visited our home because my younger sibling insisted upon having a red passport as a kid. Couldn't say. I'm merely a humble guide who wouldn't be in a position to know such a thing. Otherwise, the question doesn't seem like one that's really worth answering. How harsh. That leaves the route to the checkpoint as our concern. Thorough inspection means that there are plenty of people looking for an easy way in, including those who take the pass by force. I hear several interlopers surrounding the bus. Well, have bus, we'll battle. We get a bunch of ruffians wanting to take our bus. Thankfully, I have a Greg.
기분 좋은 카론.
Hoops, Karons, hoop parking. Alright, off the bus. Time to get inspected. And let me add this just in case you're feeling inclined to your usual antics. Don't
Wait,
go.
I think I know what's going to happen. I think I remember this.
Don't go around making a scene, expecting things to go your way. Because that will not be how it works in this particular place. I thought his words were pretty intimidating, but despite the worries, we welcome all visitors to K-Corp's Nest open-heartedly. Please form an orderly line as you enter, and stand where the instructions indicate. The menacing and interrogative atmosphere could subdue the temper of any first-time visitors, and the sinners were no exception. I could occasionally hear Sinclair sniffling, followed by Rodya and Gregor calming him. Any of my questions why were met with heads shaken sideways. Look here. How nice it is to see you all stay in line and behave. Like a brood of chicks on an outing. Wait, why are you out here? What made you follow us outside the bus this time? Noticing my flustered reaction at the unexpected company, Virgilius opened his mouth. Because this is a nest, Dante. If one of you were to get into unexpected trouble here, well, Dante, the responsibility will be a bit too heavy for you to bear alone. When Virgilius put it like that, it sounded as if he were saying, "You're not reliable enough to be sent without supervision." But I knew it'd be wise to keep this to myself. And this is where we'll be leaving off.
So I'm pretty sure I know what's about to happen.
전투 방패라고 들어봤어?
We are left off at the K-Corp checkpoint, and next time we'll be starting with Code Purple. Make it that what you will. Alrighty. Who is available for the raids tonight?
Let's see. In terms of people you would know and be willing to raid, I see Mal, I see DJ. I'll go raid DJ.
Let's see if he's still going for a bit. Like if it looks like he's still actually in the middle of them. Yeah, he'll be up for a bit. But we can go poke DJ.
Yep.
With that in mind, though...
And we also see Kian, but yeah, I say DJ's gonna be funnier.
With that in mind, next time, this coming Wednesday, I will be back with more Persona 5. And I believe I'm still in the lull after Kamoshida, so I'm basically stuck on free time for a bit. So that's gonna be fun. I have no idea what I'm doing. But, let me make sure I typed in his name correctly. Yep. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. I will be back next week for us to get into the meat and potatoes that is Kanto 3. We'll probably leave off right before the dungeon again, but that depends on if I hit any roadblocks. But anyway, see you all later. Bye!